Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking you through the only chest day you're ever going to need to grow a fucking massive chest. Credentials. I have never had a good chest. Ever since I was a young lad, always had pretty decent arms, if I do say so myself. Decent back, chest, non-existent. Now, I'm going to put it down to a couple of reasons. Genetics being one, execution being another, injuries through playing rugby being another. But I have managed to forge an alright chest, if I do say so myself now. So I'm going to be showing you everything you need to be covering within your training session and before and after the training session. E.g. your pre-workout meal, your post-workout meal. So I'm going to cover all of that in today's video. I'm just getting some work done now. The time is currently 11:30. I'm going to be training around 1:30, 2 o'clock today. So I'm going to crack on, finish this work now. I will then bring you back when I'm sitting down and having my pre-workout meal. Magic. Oats are made, click of a finger. I wish it was that fucking quick. The amount of messages I get from people as well. How'd you make your oats look so good, bro? They're oats, bro. It's not Michelin star. But to talk you through what we've got going in here, obviously, oats, dates, blueberries, honey, salt, peanut butter. So we've got a good mix of carbohydrate. We got some quick releasing carbs with some dates. Bit of fruit in there because it's fucking banging. And then we've got some fats in there just to slow down that digestion a little bit. We want a nice consistent flow of energy throughout the session. So having this about an hour and a half before training, so this should give me a good amount of time to digest. By the time I finish it, it'll be about an hour and 15, probably take me 15 minutes to eat this. And then we've got 50 grams of protein in there because obviously you ain't gonna grow a big chest without your protein, boys. So I'm gonna get this down me, finish up a bit of work, got another call, and then we'll be off to the gym. Next time you see me, I'll probably have a can of caffeination in my hand. Guilty. Stockpiled these in the fridge, about £5 a pop. But the missus has been bringing them back with her whenever she's been travelling. A couple of cans at a time, so we're looking at about £1.50 a go instead of about a £5 a can. But nearly at the gym now. I actually really like my pre-gym walks. Just gives you that mindset just to get locked into your session. I always look through my logbook and see what exercises I've got coming up. Like I don't do the same sessions every single week. But looking over lifts, deciding what I'm going to take for my top sets. But yes, you can probably see my shadow around about there. The tripod I've got, because it didn't fit my bag. So I've had to wedge it behind my backpack. And I probably look like a right penis. But the things you do for content. So if that ain't a good enough reason for dropping me a like and a subscribe, I don't know what is. Don't let me down, boys. Don't let me down. So we're in. I thought I'd do this as a bit of a voiceover because I thought it'd be easier than trying to talk you through a session. So any session should start with some form of warm-up. Now, I'm not one for doing a ridiculously long warm-up, but certainly warming these shoulders up. This is from years of playing rugby and crunching my shoulders. I always start these dislocations, band over, single arm, double arm, light lateral raises just to get some blood flow into the shoulders, get everything moving nice and warm, and then we jump straight into our first exercise. So we start up with a machine press. Already done a couple of warm-up sets at this point, haven't just gone straight into the top set. So on this, I'm really looking at driving that bicep across the midline as I press. You can see I've really blown my rib cage up there to get as much stretch in the chest in the length and portion of each rep. And obviously we come into the last couple of reps here. Every rep is looking the same in terms of the range of motion, everything like that. The only thing that should be slowing down here is the concentric as you reach that point of failure. So started off with an incline press. Next up, we're gonna hit a flat press. Now, normally I would go for a machine flat press, but there is no good flat presses in this gym. So I've gone old school, gone for a dumbbell flat press. Now I've actually got the bench up just by one. I actually prefer this on a flat dumbbell chest press. But again, every rep looking the same, nice stretching the chest at the bottom of each rep, driving those biceps across the midline to get the chest nice and short. This made a ridiculously loud sound when it hit the floor, concrete floor, metal dumbbell, not great. Next up, we're into a vertical press. So we're going for a shoulder press here, looking at trying to get my wrist and elbow stacked on top of each other. So we've got a nice joint alignment when pressing here. It's actually quite hard to get a very, very upright position on this just because the polished concrete floor is very slippery. But we managed to achieve it, grinding out the last rep here. Probably about a 7-second rep there. So if your last rep isn't looking like that, you've definitely got a little bit more in the tank.
Next up, we're going for a single arm lateral raise. So you want to start the cable just above knee height, and this is going to make it a bit heavier at the bottom and drop off as you raise, because as the cable travels horizontally, it's going to be heavier and then it will drop off as your shoulder gets weaker. Now, I'm not trying to come directly to the side. I'm actually coming a little bit diagonally, as this is going to get a bit more delt engagement, and grinding through the reps, using that non-working arm there for a support on the machine to give me a lot of stability in the body, and really trying to draw an outwards arc and focusing on driving that elbow out as wide as possible. Again, last couple of reps, absolute grinders. We're then going to finish off chest on the pec deck. Now, big one on this, and I see this all the time with guys, is they focus on touching their hands together. That doesn't mean jack shit. Okay, the whole purpose of the chest is to drive that upper arm across your midline. So that's what you really want to focus on as you're doing these. And now this is my last chest exercise. So as I hit failure in the short, I'm actually going to carry on and do 5 lengthen partials, because your chest is going to be stronger in that lengthen position. So here you can see I'm just trying to get as far as I can to fully tax the muscle in both the short, where we've hit failure already, and then getting into that lengthen partials where I'm going to finish the chest. And by this point, my chest was blown. Now, I like to come and finish some shoulders off just with some standing dumbbell lateral raises. Bit old school, bit bodybuildery. We're doing a bit of a drop set here, but you get a sick fucking pump. As you can see here again, forcing those elbows as wide as possible, not just trying to raise my hands up and not letting my wrist get above my elbow. You always want to be leading this with the elbow for maximum delt engagement. Again, coming slightly diagonal, not straight to the side, so I'm not going to get too much trap involved. Little bit of a drop set here, drop down about a couple of kilos with the dumbbells just to finish that, and it wouldn't be a push session without a mid-session pose off. It adds 10% gains, don't question me on that one. Next up, we've got a dual rope tricep push down. Now, I use 2 ropes on here to get better alignment. Okay, you're going to be able to get your hands a lot deeper and get a full stretch. The big thing on this is you keep that elbow fixed and try and line your body parallel with the angle you're pulling. If you look at the way the cable is coming down, my body is parallel to that. It's going to help you get a much better engagement rather than being too upright. And then we're going to finish off the day with some overhead rope tricep extensions to really finish off and hit a different head of the tricep. Here again, getting a nice deep stretch and really focusing on the complete lockout each rep. A lot of guys will stop a bit before that, really try and over exaggerate getting your arms nice and straight here, and you're going to get a massive engagement, and these will make you sore for a couple of days. Here we are, finishing up the session, looking and checking out the physique in a bit of a lean gaining phase at the minute. So not the absolute most lean, but that isn't the goal right now. Progressing the physique is.
That's a session wrapped, but that is the fundamental chest session, push session, call it whatever you want. I've been running for the last 5-6 years, and you can always rotate it for like to like movements to keep it fresh, because I haven't done that exact one for 5 years straight, but the blueprint of everything in that session is what you need to build your chest. So for example there, taking incline press, doesn't have to be a machine, could start with a dumbbell press. Second exercise, a flat press, could swap that for weighted dips. Swap the shoulder machine press, dumbbell shoulder press, incline Smith press. So you're going to be able to get rotation within the framework of specific movements, and sometimes even change around the order to keep it fresh. I've run rotations of the same session before where I've put the pec deck first, and I've focused on pre-fatigue in the chest before going into a main pressing movement. So the framework set out there can be applied in many different ways, and it's not like one way is particularly right and particularly wrong. And this is the bit with training where people speak in absolutes, where this is the only way to do this or this is the only way to do that. Look at all the different people out there, they've all got their own ways of training, but they've all got fucking good physiques. So this is the personal way that I have done it, the way I structure it, the way I will structure it with a lot of my clients. In my opinion, it's very methodically laid out. Everything is there for a purpose, and anecdotally gets a lot of fucking progressions. But you can have the best push day, the best chest day laid out for you, but on paper it doesn't mean jack shit if your execution is pony. So you've got to be accurate with your sets, you've got to be working in a very, very close proximity to failure. Otherwise this whole YouTube video you've just watched is a waste of time. You'll notice I mentioned throughout the video getting into the lengthen range, accessing full range of motion, controlling the eccentrics, pauses and changes directions. These are all things that you need to learn as a fundamental, and as you get more experience with your training, you're going to find what works best for you. For me, being completely controlled and robotic, number one, stripped all the fun out of training for me, but number two, I just couldn't progress as well. So I found my happy medium of where I'm happy with training. Now that takes years to refine. You're best off learning how to be fully in control, and it might feel a little bit boring, but learning this fundamental skill of training is going to set you up for years and years of progressions to come, instead of just trying to botch shit form picking up injuries and not really seeing any progression on the areas you're training. And that was me for so long. So it's speaking from a point of experience. But over time, you can start to take different training methods and combine them together, almost melt them down in a pot to be your own. But I'm hoping you can take some good pointers away from everything we covered for that post session. Go away, give it a go and implement it. Now we're on the walk home, as you can see. The next most important bit is your post-workout meal. Do not sleep on the importance of getting a good post-workout meal. When we make it home, I will run you through and talk you through exactly what my go-to post-workout meal is and why. For the most exciting bit of the day, we're back with the post-workout meal. So we got chicken, rice and veg, obviously, but reason why we got that there, obviously protein, veg, health is wealth. And we got rice, we've got jasmine rice. I find jasmine rice, especially when pushing food, digests better for me. Basmati is a bit dry, just gets a bit sickly. Jasmine rice, I could eat unlimited amounts. Some go for sushi rice, some go for sticky rice. I'm fine with jasmine rice, it does the job. And then we've got a bowl of cereal there. I will add some lubricant to it, i.e. milk, but don't want it going soggy just yet. Again, rice based. Big hit of carbohydrate here, high on the glycemic index, so it's going to hit quickly. Very low fat because we don't want to slow down that digestion. Now, after a workout, you have an upregulation in glucose transporter GLUT4. Essentially, that means you have a better ability to take carbohydrate to the muscles. So there's more taxis available to shuttle those carbohydrates you're eating from your digestive system to the muscle. You've also got a bigger demand for the muscle for carbohydrates because of the glycogen stores that you've broken down when you're training are depleted, so they want more carbs. So it's the perfect time where you've got better ability to deliver carbs, bigger outreach for carbs. A bit like Uber, when you go on it and there's a surplus and they charge you like times and a half for the same fucking journey. Yeah, that's what's going on post-workout. So we've got a biggest carb hit of the day. So I'm going to tuck in and enjoy this. But that is everything you need to do to cover your pre-workout, your training session, your post-workout. If you can't build muscle with what I've just taught you, what are you doing, bro? But I do have something that will be able to help you with that, and it's completely for free. I put this together because a lot of guys come to me and they're struggling to build muscle. So I thought, let's just put every single thing you could ever need to know in a resource, talk over it, and it's for free. So I put together the Natty Muscle Gain guide. All right, this is aimed at guys who are natural, who struggle to build muscle. We cover everything from nutrition to training to phases to supplementation to even things like testosterone levels. So if you want to get involved and you want a free copy of that, I will put a link in the bio for you to hit. Put your details in there and you'll get emailed it over to you. It is a Loom video presentation of me talking you through everything, so you haven't got to read a boring PDF, because let's face it, who the fuck's got time for that? So thank you for watching. There'll be plenty more educational videos on training like this to come on the channel, as well as some cool lifestyle bits we've got coming on. But if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do, because the analytics say that a lot of you guys aren't subscribed and you're just watching. So what are you doing, mate? But yeah, enjoyed making this video. Good training session today. I'm going to tuck into this before it goes cold. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.